Hi, my name is Musa. I will start here a tutorial for calculating the corporate tax using Excel functions which are sum, F, and VLOOKUP. Over here we have the income of the corporation, and here we will get the total tax, and this is the tax rate schedule for 2008. Now, using a very simple sum function, how do we do it? Simply, we have to do is first we'll delete these for clarification. Now here we have the taxes brackets or the range, and here's the tax rate for each bracket. How do we do it? This is how we do it. Start with the formula. We start by the maximum age minus the minimum age multiplied by the tax rate for that bracket, and we get the result, and here it shows the formula. Now what we have to do is drag this down till here. So, and we got many nice looking numbers. However, we will have to delete these, and even this one. You ask us why? Because the income we have is $250,000, so it is not larger than $335,000. However, it lies between these two numbers. We can get the result from here using almost the same formula, but instead we replace the maximum age with the current income, since it lies between them, minus the minimum age multiplied by the tax rate. And over here we will have to sum the result, and it gave us the total tax using the sum function. Of course, do not forget that since the income is not larger than 335,000, we will ignore these cells normally. Now, using the f function for the same problem. Now, these formulas look quite long. This is how we should do it. If the income is less than the minimum age, the answer is 0. Otherwise, another f function, if it is larger than the maximum range, then we insert a formula, the maximum age minus the minimum age multiplied by the tax rate for the corresponding bracket. Now, what is if it is false? If it is false, what we simply do is the income itself minus the minimum age, as we used to do before, multiplied by the tax rate for this bracket. Now we will make sure that all the parentheses are closed. However, before we click on enter, we need to lock the B1, which is the income cell, since it does not change when we want to replicate this cell all over the schedule. You see, when it is locked, dollar signs will appear around the cell address. Now we can click on enter, and we got the tax for these. Now what we have to do is drag this function down till here. As we have discussed before, these cells shows 0 since the income is not larger than 335,000. Now all we have to simply do is sum these results, and here we go. This is the tax, which is the same number as here. Now we'll start with the VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP way is a little bit more complicated. Over here, the only difference is that we will calculate the cumulative instead of each bracket by itself. But here we will get the cumulative for each brackets. Now, for simplification, we'll have first to delete. Now we will ignore the first cell and jump to the next one. Now what we have to do here, we need to add the previous cell, the previous tax, plus the maximum age of the previous one minus the minimum age of the previous one multiplied by the tax rate of the previous one, and then clicking on enter. Now all we have to do is drag it down till here, and we got quite big number of cells. Now here we'll do the VLOOKUP function, which will help us to do that. VLOOKUP function is what most people or analysts use to locate a certain variables within a table. We can start up with the VLOOKUP value, which is the income. This is our table array. Now, first we need to get column 4, which is the corresponding tax to the tax range. Now, we'll have to add to it another VLOOKUP function, we will get the tax rate from corresponding to the income simply by first selecting the income, the same table array. Now we'll select column number 3 by pressing 3, which is the tax rate. Now, why do we select 3? Because we will have to multiply the result of this one by the difference between the income minus VLOOKUP, the same table array, but this time we will deduct the minimum age as we used to do before to get to multiply it by the tax rate, which we will get from this function plus the corresponding cumulative tax to get the final result. And you could see here we got the same result. For further questions or information, you could email me. I hope that this tutorial have been useful. Have a nice day.